Good evening and welcome. It is Racing Club UK and it is live audio only radio style commentary of Racing Club Argentina, the greatest team the world has ever seen, taking on Platense, Club Atlético Platense. Platense, of course, came up from the second tier of Argentine football last season, the Primera B Nacional. But now they are mixing it with the big dogs of Argentine football. And today they're taking on the beaten Super Copa finalists, Racing Club de Argentina. My name is Darren Paul, president of the Racing Club Filial Londres and commentator. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us for this live commentary of Racing Club versus Club Platense. Atletico Platense. Should be an interesting game. Racing's 11. Gabi Arias, Ezequiel Scalotto, Novicio, Dominguez, Eugenio Mena, Leonel Miranda, Carlos Alcaraz, Anibal Moreno, Thomas Chancalay. What a player he's been so far. Maximiliano Lobera and Enzo Copetti. Racing have already kicked off. They are in their change kit of black with gold trim. Absolutely gorgeous kit. Platense, who I'll go through their 11 in just a moment, they are in their traditional white with the brown stripe across the middle. If you're listening to this, thank you. Consider giving it a like on either YouTube or Facebook. It would be amazing to get as the ball comes in for Platense. Misses everybody. The target there was Gaston Garazel, the young man, as we see Gabi Arias with the armband. If you want to watch this game live, you absolutely can. It is on Platense for a very small subscription. It is not an expensive service at all, Platense, and highly, highly recommended if you were a fan of South American or Argentine football. We are not long underway, just a minute or so into this game. The Estadio Ciudad de Vicente Lopez, home of Club Atlético Platense. The Los Calamares, known as such, and the reason they have the brown as such a prominent color, you don't see many teams with brown being a prominent color in their kit, but the reason for that is they used to play on the banks of the river in Buenos Aires, and they were once described as by a radio commentator as looking like squids dipped in ink. They were covered in mud of the bank of where they played. They currently have a free kick. One of their players gone down with a light knock. He'll be okay. He'll be ready to continue. Like I say, has gone down with a very minor knock. He's back on his feet and we are back underway. Platense trying to make something happen down the left, but Ezequiel Scalotto, the new signing for Racing, he's on the spot to deal with any issues that come his way. Long ball into the area, straight into the hands of Gabi Arias, and it's Platense who have been making the more probing efforts so far, but currently scoreless just a couple of minutes into this one. Racing trying to make something happen now down the left-hand side. It's with Chancalay, the new signing, looking for an option, tried to send a central ball through, was blocked, still Racing in possession. As it's back with Arias. Platense, 4 at the back with 2 holding, and then a 3 ahead of them with a 1-man up top. A pretty straightforward 4-2-3-1, as it's becoming one of the preferred formations in world football. Racing also with a 4-2-3-1. Platense send it down the line from the throw in, but still not dealt with, and Corpetti's trying to drive into the area, but it's Jorge de Oliveira, the Platense keeper, who grabs a hold of that one. We've got Racing have Chancalay playing as a second striker almost, but it looks like Racing are settling into a bit more of a 4-3-2-1 formation. A little bit Christmas tree-esque. If you're a person of a certain vintage, Racing trying to make things happen is Lovera. Chancalay intercepted, and now Platense looking to break themselves. Fernando Enchique is the match official, the man in the middle. And it's in the possession of Nobicho. Eugenio Mena. Alcaraz centre out left to Mena. Lovera switching play to the right side. It's with Schelotto, the new signing from Brighton, England. Come from the Premier League. He's been dealing with injury troubles the last couple of seasons, but a fine signing. He is already looking like to be. But Platense, with room to break, Eugenio Mena trying to track back, wins the ball. Perfect sliding challenge. Fantastic run. I think that was the central midfielder again, Gaston Garzel. So, Racing over on the right-hand side, trying to patiently make their way forward. It's with Mena. It's back with the captain for today, Gabi Arias, on his 70th appearance for Racing Club, the 33-year-old Chilean, of course, international. Novicio trying to send it down the left-hand side. And that's gone straight out. It has. Chosen in favour of Lucas Ortaz, who does not make the bench today either. Also, no Chila Gomez on the bench today. The youngster, even younger than Chila, 23-year-old Matias Tagliamonte is the sub keeper for Racing today. Racing have it in the midfield. It's with Carlos Alcaraz. Miranda. Just moving it around quite slowly. Again, a problem with Racing at the moment is their lack of cutting edge, but this is a nice, patient build-up play. Mena's on the left, but driving through the middle is Lovera. Lovera centers. Corpetti goes down in the box. No foul, says our match official. But Racing will get the ball back. They're going to try and recycle this possession, but that's been overhit, and that's going to end up back with Gabi Arias. Nice and calm. Mena, as that runs, sorry, it was not Vishal, and that just ran away from him. So 8 minutes gone in this game so far. Not a lot to note right now. Neither side really grabbing this game. Neither side really got a foothold in this contest. But I think so far, I've got to say, it has been Platense who have had the advantage. They have been the better side thus far. If you have any comments on how the game is going, what you think of the game so far, do let us know. Get in touch in the comments, either Facebook, YouTube. You can tweet us at RacingClubUK. As Platense have a free kick far side the left, about 35-40 yards, but it's right on the touchline. Bogado is going to take it. Bogado, ball in, headed well away by Scalotto, picked up in the midfield. Trying to make things happen down the right-hand side, Platense just bullying people. That was Diego Palacios. But Thomas Chankalai is fouled. That will be a yellow card. And that has gone to Brian Lul. Chankalai had him beaten for pace. 2-3 tugbacks. Just tries to rip the shirt off his back. That's an easy decision for our referee. So Brian Lul into the book. He's got himself a yellow card. So Racing have it inside their own half. Alcaraz. What can he do? He's got options ahead of him. Nice little neat 1-2 with Leo Miranda. Now spins out. Mena has it to the byline. Ball across. That's already gone out of play. That's going to be a goal kick for the hosts. As we see the new Racing head coach, Juan Antonio Pizzi, picked up his first win as Racing head coach in that 1-0 win over Rosario Central, a team that Racing have struggled with on a couple of occasions. So good to see Racing come out on top on that occasion. And don't forget, this is a Racing Club UK live radio style commentary. In most occasions, I will call a game down the middle, but, occasionally I might be a bit happier if Racing do something great. But I'm a football fan, I'm a sports fan at the end of the day, so both sides get their fair shake. Platense trying to make something happen down the left-hand side. That ball's already gone dead. Now that play will get pulled back. Again, another occasion where we've got a bit of a scrappy game. Racing trying to make something happen. Again, in their own half. Long ball. Target was Scalotto. That's going to run right out of play. And Jorge de Oliveira is going to take a goal kick. Racing dominating the possession stats. 79% possession. They've not had a shot. They've not had a shot on goal. Neither side have. And they have committed one more foul. 3-2. But it is very early days. Just 13 minutes into this contest, you're listening to live audio radio style commentary of Racing Club UK. Racing away from home against Club Atletico Platense. Platense used to be one of the, I think it's safe to say, big players. As Copetti in the area. Still Copetti. That's going to be Racing corner kick. Copetti, new signing this season, come out from Atletico Rafaela from the second division, would have been playing against Platense last season. Now he's playing against them, but playing for one of the Grandes, one of the historic big clubs in Argentina and champions just 2 seasons ago. As Lavera, he's getting ready to put the ball in. Schelotto. Despite being a fullback, he's a great header of the ball. He is up, as is Novicio from the back. Iribarren and Copetti getting physical with one another. Neri Dominguez, he's in the area as well. What will the delivery be like? Ball's in. It's high. It's on the penalty spot. Bounced down into the ground. It's still alive, and it's been gathered by D'Oliveira. It bounced off the top of the bar, but now there's a foot race on, and it's been won by the Platense man, but it got away from him. Mena and Racing controlling things again. Neri Dominguez, he's got Nobicho outside of him. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. Plenty of Racing Club content, including information on how to become a member of the filial Londres. We have a podcast. I can't profess for it to be weekly right now, but it is a regular podcast where we break down the games, break down the news, men's side, women's side, the futsal sides, when they do anything of note, and when it's in season, of course, the Racing Club basketball team as well as Platense. They win it back in their final third. That's a foul by Moreno. As we see again a replay of that effort. So it's headed heavily into the ground. I think it came off the heel of maybe Novicio. And then it fools Jorge de Oliveira. Bounces high into the ground, high off the top of the crossbar. He's able to gather no pressure on him at all. As again, Racing, they have 80% of the possession so far. As we see the Platense head coach Juan Manuel Rupp. He is a man who, well, right now, he's watching his side be dominated in possession, but that's the only area of the game so far. They're more than holding their own. Frustrating Racing, and now they've got an opportunity on the left-hand side. Dinged into the area, but Arias, he's equal to it. He gathers as that ball just got away from Nadir Zainadin. And now Mena. Back to Mena. Racing, slowing things down, just knocking it around at the back again. And we see this a lot. We've seen this a lot for a long time with this football team. They are not afraid of keeping hold of the ball, being patient, trying to wait for that opportunity. It's into the hands of Gabi Arias, headed back by Nobicho. Gets it back at his feet. Early kickoff of the round in Argentina today. The other fixtures today, Tijeras versus Vélez. That has been underway for 17 minutes as well. Kicked off at the same time as here in Buenos Aires. Argentinos Juniors Godoy Cruz is at 10:20 UK time, as is Defensa y Justicia versus Newell's Old Boys. And the final fixture for today is Estudiantes de La Plata taking on Colón. Tomorrow, there is the small manner of a Super Clásico. That is 6 p.m. Argentine time, so that's going to be a 9 p.m. kickoff. As that's a ball across the area, nobody there for Racing. Boca Juniors taking on River Plate, like I said, at 6 p.m. Banfield take on San Lorenzo at 9:30 Argentine time. That'll be midnight our time. They are the major fixtures this weekend. So Racing trying to make things happen down the right-hand side. In the middle to Alcaraz, but that's been intercepted. Alcaraz has it. He's got Mena outside. I think he may have waited too long. No flag. Racing still on the attack. Lovera gets it for a corner. Did I come back off Lovera? I think it did. It looks like it's a goal kick, in fact. Nearly an opportunity for Racing. I think they waited just too long. Alcaraz dawdled, had options, didn't take them. And it is a Platense goal kick, as we see the best opportunity Platense have had so far, and it just got away from Palacios into the hands of Gabi Arias. But a warning shot, Platense. They have had none of the possession in this game, but they are going to be dangerous. They are going to ask a lot of questions of Racing Club this afternoon, this evening, our time. And that's out of play. That's going to be a Racing throw-in. Near side, the left. 20 minutes, or thereabouts, gone in this game. Neither side with a good effort on goal. As that's a foul. Yeah, foul by Moreno. Just went through the back of the Platense midfielder. I think that was Lamberti, the captain. Mena. Trying to get loose. Still, Palacios, strong play, not for the first time this afternoon. And now there's opportunity for Platense, but that was snuffed out. Zian Enadine was trying to make things happen. Lovera battling, keeps it alive. Still Lovera, that's out of play. Racing with the throw in. Lovera switches play to the right-hand side. Neri Dominguez, 0-0 the score, 20 minutes gone. Esquilotto's ball out of play, runs completely away from him. Moreno was the target, but that wasn't great against Scalotto. I think he's got a lot to come. I think he's going to really prove himself to be an important player here at Racing Club. Of course, coming from the Premier League, played a little bit in Italy the season prior. Has been dealing with injury troubles, but looks pretty good here. But just driving Platense. It's a goal! It's come off the top of the crossbar and down. It was a snapshot effort after a great run. Well, how close does Platense need to be there? We want to see a replay of that, but that was quite an incredible moment. Out of nothing. Neri Dominguez left looking very silly, I think that was. And again, where was that attack coming from? It was coming from the left, but completely bypassed Scalotto, cut inside. And I think that was Neri Dominguez. Got put on the floor. And the shot came in. I think it was from Garzal. We'll confirm if we get a replay. Ball into the Racing box, hoofed away. That was Miranda. Copetti was the target. It's with Chancalay. Chancalay on the left-hand side, but he drops it back to Maynard again. And Racing, patient, slow build in the middle. Alcaraz. Back to Alvarez. Switches out to the left. It's Mena. He's got Copetti in the area. Gives it back. Now the pressure comes from Chancalay. Novicio. Moving it around. They were in the final third and they've just been... Platense will be more than happy to watch Racing just pass it backwards and sideways. As Lovera nearly runs himself into and then out of trouble. Miranda, pressure comes, and it's a completely clean tackle. And now Platense can break. They've got runners coming from deep. It's Palacios. Palacios on the edgy area. Palacios, he's got players with him. He tries the left-hand curled effort, and it's no good. Didn't come back the way he thought it would. As we see that run again. In fact, it was Scalotto getting done on the throw-in. And then he just drives past Dominguez. The body shift has him beat. Just torments him. That was Kuruchet. Kuruchet with the right-footed. Beautiful effort. Just strikes the crossbar. And then we see Palacios. He went for the curling left foot effort. It was never coming back for him. But again, a sign of intent from Platense, who have had better attacking opportunities than Racing. As Moreno steps on the ball, loses it, but it's with Mena, but that's been intercepted. I think that was Kashigari. It's with Gabi Arias. All the way back yet again. What do you make of what you're seeing? Leave a comment and we'll read it out. You are part of the conversation here at Racing Club UK. That's Racing. It's with Moreno. Moreno trying to drive. But again, it's just been intercepted, picked off. And now, Coruchet, he could have been in again. He has been the danger man so far. Him and Palacios for Platense. But Copetti, loses it. Comes off the back of his heel. It was a long ball over the top. Expertly played through, but he couldn't quite collect it. It's a very sunny day. I don't think that was really the cause. Just played slightly behind him, came off his heel, and now again, Platense attacking that left-hand side. The Racing right. Guarded by Scalotto and Miranda. Kept in play just. Switching across now to the right-hand side. It's with Lul, who's got a yellow card already. Louis. Tried to get across. Mena blocks that out of play as a throw-in taken. Long throw. It's into the area. Headed away. But Platense playing their best spell of football. Thrown on the right-hand side. Louis. Brian Louis. Looking for options. Referee's not asked him to hurry up yet. Under very little pressure, Mena puts it out for a throw-in. And I think one of his teammates there has just said, what have you done that for? As again, they keep playing it to the captain Lamberti. Looking like a modern-day Veron out there as he tries to play the pass around the corner. It's a real chance for Platense. It's in the area of Palacios. Oh, side netting. Side netting. Huge effort there. And again, it's Racing. I think they're being their own enemy here. A lovely pass from Lamberti. Coruchet battles hard, keeps it in play. Palacios left-footed, off-balance snapshot. He does really well to direct it goalwards, but it's just off target. But another warning spell for Racing. They are struggling to contain Platense right now. Long goal kick there by Gabi Arias. Copetti comes for it, chests it down. Lovera trying to control it, doesn't, and that's a long ball forward. And again, Platense send it back. They are trying to build an attack. Got so much space in the center of midfield for runners. They don't use them. Long effort wide of Gabi Arias' goal. What did he think he saw there? Zeniedine. I'm not entirely sure what he thought he saw was on there. He's just trying to beat one of the best goalkeepers on the continent from all of 35, 40 yards. 28 minutes on the clock so far. Racing Club. Bebe Shaneda. They are being held scoreless by Platense, or should I say, Platense are being held scoreless by Racing, in fact. Neri Dominguez just slowly, again, and that's the word of the day for Racing Club, slow. Everything has been slow. Scalotto moving laterally across the pitch. It's with Novisho. Novisho sends a sideways pass. It's Neri Dominguez. Dominguez, he has options. Dominguez gives it to Novisho. Gives it to Mena. Gives it back to Nobisho. It's all in the Racing's own half. They've had the possession stat flashed up on the screen, 70%, but they have done nothing with it at all. It's Miranda. Miranda thought about sending it right. Sends it left to Eugenio Mena. Mena finds Copetti. Gets it back. One in the box for Racing, but it's back with Novisho. Miranda. Platense playing quite passive. Now they'll press. Scalotto. He's got company. Martial wins it back. And now Platense. Will they break? Scalotto. Scalotto wins it back. Stays on his feet. A bit of battle. Eugenio Mena sends it across. It's Lovera. Olivia Lovera. Lovera shoots, blocked easily there by Lamberti. He just has to stand there. The captain of Platense. It's Alcaraz. Has the throw in. Miranda gives it back to Neri Dominguez. Remember, the centre back. Dinked out to the wing. It's with Scalotto. But Martial with the pressure. And now it's Platense. Can they break? They're sent backwards as well. It's with Lamberti. Lamberti sends it out wide. And now it's been sent back by Bogado. It's with their centre-backs. And they have the time to slowly build. But Racing had possession there for about 2 whole minutes. It didn't enter the final third for Platense. Oh, sorry, the penalty area of Platense one time. It spent less than 10 seconds in the final third. They are happy to give until about 10 yards in front of the penalty area, as we see Dario Cvitanic not part of the playing squad today. As we're getting, again, an early look at Pizzi ball. Juan Antonio Pizzi, the new Racing manager, or director technico is the correct term. And now Gerasel. Gerasel tries to send it out wide. Kudashet still may get it. It does, but it just escapes him. But another huge let-off for Racing there, because Kudashet, he's already had one denied by the post. Palacios has had one very narrowly into the side netting. What can Racing do? Mena gives it back to Lovera. Now Mena makes that probing run, but it's just a bit of keep ball for Racing right now. Nobisho sends it back to Arias. Gabi Arias puts that ball over the top. And that's out of play. That's going to be a Platense throw in. That's a long throw down the wing. Again, they are trying to expose Racing's right back position as Copetti. Leo Miranda gets himself a yellow card. It looks like a really rash challenge, a frustrated challenge or foul on Zayn Adine. He can have absolutely no complaints about picking up that particular yellow card, though. He's just jumped into the man. 33 minutes on the clock. Switch of play. It's Brian Luil. He's closed down, but he's able to get that pass away. Still plenty of space for Brian Luil, who himself has a yellow card, as I think that was Kudashet. It was coming back from an offside position. And another let-off for Racing. Centre to Miranda. Racing just trying to play keep ball, it looks like. Copetti. Yes, foul is paid. It took a couple of moments for the referee, and Copetti stays down holding that left ankle. We'll see if a card is presented by our match official, who's Iribarren. Just catches Copetti, and Copetti is still down, writhing in pain, that left ankle. As the referee's just gone and poked his right ankle. It's an interesting refereeing technique. Copetti's still down, and this is horrendous news for Racing. If Enzo Copetti is seriously injured, no treatment, no physio yet with him. And the free kick was paid about a minute ago. I don't understand why he's still on the pitch. I don't understand why there's been no treatment coming to him. It is that left ankle that was collected in that challenge. No foul. Foul given, no yellow card. As we see it again. And yeah, it just comes down with his right boot really quite hard on the back of Copetti's leg, sort of just the outside of the ankle. So I just wonder if he told the ref, no, I don't need treatment, I just need to lie here for a few moments. Copetti continues, Racing with the free kick. It's going to be Lovera to put the ball in. Not a shooting chance, but a good opportunity to get a cross in. Number of Racing players in the box. Platense will be thinking, guard this, and let's get a counter-attack. A long ball straight out of play, Lovera. After all that build-up, and it's straight out of play. Racing. Still tied, nothing with Club Atletico Platense. Platense, newly promoted this season. Juan Antonio Pizzi, a new addition for Racing. New Racing coach. Last weekend, Platense lost 3-1 to Godoy Cruz. 2 late goals, must be said. Cartagena and Tesuri, 87th and 92nd minute. Palacios had given Platense the lead in the 26th minute. Buluade for Godoy Cruz had the other goal, the equalizing goal for Godoy Cruz. As Chankalai flicks a header on. But that's being picked up again by Platense. Now they're trying to break on this left-hand side. Schelotto running back. He's got a player ahead of him. It was Bogado trying to switch play again. It's Brian Louis. Brian Louis gets the ball into the middle. Headed away. Novicio. Desperation header as Racing getting ready to make a substitution, and I can only assume Copetti isn't fit to continue on the pitch, even though he's just made a lung bursting run. In fact, no, it's Nery Dominguez. Nery Dominguez is down, and he will be replaced by Mauricio Martinez. So Mauricio Martinez, who had the start of his spell here at Racing, as he signed, he suffered a horrendous knee injury, missed a lot of football, and it's been a solid addition to the club since that point, since his return to the playing squad. He was originally brought in as a holding midfielder, a centre midfielder, has now moved back to defensive central defender. Mauricio Martinez replacing Nery Dominguez. And that's definitely not a tactical substitution, been forced into that. Just 38 minutes into this ball game. Platense 0, Racing Club 0. You're listening to live radio commentary of Racing Club Derby Sheneda, brought to you by Racing Club UK. My name is Darren Paul. Right. Basketball commentator, as well as the president of the Racing Club Filial Londres, and it is looks like a groin or thigh injury that has done for Nery Dominguez today. So he's felt something go and is called for the change. Racing was struggling enough as it was at the back, and Scalotto's been done again. Ball comes in, cleared away. I think that was Martinez's first. Now it was Novicio. Brian Louis on the left-hand side, right-hand side, sorry, for Platense. Gets a left-footed cross in. Scalotto chests it to the hands of Gabi Arias. And Ezekiel Scalotto is having a bit of a torrid time of it right now. And again, Platense, they've had 29% of the possession, but they have had all of the opportunities so far. They've had 4 shots on goal. They've hit the crossbar. They've hit the side netting. They are the team right now who are looking like they've got the best chance of winning. Alcaraz just battling with Palacios, last week's goal scorer for Platense. Platense just a point behind the Racing Club. Racing in 7th, Platense in 8th so far in Zona 1 of the Primera. Again, huge thank you to anybody listening. Check out the broadcast. As Racing trying to make something happen. Chancalay. Dinged over the top. It's Scalotto. Scalotto in the area tries to square it to Copetti. Copetti came from the 6-yard box up to the penalty spot. So even if that ball would have beaten the first man, which it didn't, it would have not gone through Copetti. But these are 2 new signings. They've not played together a huge amount. Racing with their second corner of the game. Corner in, headed down, Copetti. It was close, and he's just cut a frustrated figure right now. He throws himself at this. It was a good header down into the ground. Jorge de Oliveira doesn't understand why he's been given that freedom. Talking of frustration, Kurushet. Not quite sure how that ball didn't find its way to him. Now Alcaraz, he turns. He's got runners with him, but he's going to have to take it alone. Play on, he says. It was shoulder contact, and he's gone down. Long ball forward. Kurushet. He's one-on-one with Martinez. Good challenge by the new man in. But that's gone straight out of play. Scalotto tries to find somebody. It's gone out for a throw-in, left-hand side. Just inside the Racing half for Platense. 3 minutes left and then stoppage time in this first half. Ball swung across. Lamberti, who's been very important in the midfield for Platense. But now we can see Lovera. Lovera runs. He's got one-on-one with a defender. He's got men on the outside. Chooses not to use him. Goes central. Moreno. Scalotto. Trying to switch play. He's got Chancalay. Finally at Chancalay. Thomas Chancalay. Sends it back to Miranda. Across to Alcaraz. Dink ball out again. Chancalay comes off of the defender. Martial. And that's good. That's better. That's intent from Racing Club. But is it enough right now? As we see Benjamin Garay, again, not part of the playing squad today. With his very interesting new haircut. Corner comes in. Cleared away. Platense not able to capitalize this time. Mena sends it forward. Just kept inside by Moreno. Out by Novicio. You can tell he's a centre back playing up as the centre forward on that occasion. So just about a minute of the first half remaining, plus any stoppages. We have had to have a substitution for an injury, and we did have a couple of minutes where Copetti was down as well. Brian Louis, the Platense right back. Very strong play by Martinez, and he sends that down. That stayed in, and that's going to be Lovera. Very strong defending, tries to get past his man. That's going to go out for a Racing throw in. Lovera did a great job there against very strong defending from Keshigari. Alcaraz. And that's been lost by Chankalai. Wins it back. That's taken a huge deflection off Lamberti. And now Racing have it at the centre-back position. Mena on the left. Lovera heads it back. Mena centers it. Alcaraz. Easy for Jorge de Oliveira. He watches that all the way into his arms. Grateful for that long effort. But finally, Racing have a meaningful attempt on target. But that's been allowed just to run through. And Palacios, who's had Racing on the ropes a couple of times so far in this one. As we have 1 minute of stoppages, and we're halfway through that 1 minute, as that's gone way too far for Mena. But Palacios, every time they give him opportunity to run, it looks dangerous. It looks bad for Racing. So we're into the final 10 seconds of first half injury time. Vera did a great job just getting forced backwards, then Megs the defender, Kashigari, and that is it. That is half time. Racing Club 0. Club Atletico Platense 0. Racing away from home and struggling in that first half. Yes, they had all the possession, 69% to 31%. They did have, as it turns out, the only shot on goal. They had 5 shots in total. Though to me, that feels a little bit generous. But it was Platense. Hit the crossbar, hit the side netting. Made Arias work a little bit. Made the defenders work a lot and looked very silly. It was Neri Dominguez who got absolutely done by Curuchet. A 31-year-old Facundo Curuchet driving, and he's the one who hit the crossbar. Copetti fouled by Iribarren. No card, which is completely the right decision on that play. But after 45 minutes, Racing Club drawing 0-0 away at Club Athletic Platense. We're going to be back in a couple of minutes' time for the second half. In the meantime, enjoy a little bit of our latest podcast episode on the 2-2 draw with Platense. We will be back in a couple of minutes' time for the second half. Did I say Platense? I meant Aldosivi. So there we are. This is the Racing Club UK podcast.
You can say whatever you want. We've just had a fantastic chat for about 20 minutes. Really
about the glasses.
Oh, goodness. Pitsy's glasses. Let's just get into it. Pitsy's glasses, which is going to be Rob's actually standalone podcast when he launches it.
Yeah, we will just talk about it, no?
Yeah, go. What do you...
You had a picture from him, no? You told me, and we can analyze it and from different angles, no?
What, the pictures of PC's glasses?
Oh yeah.
Oh boy. Nacho, how are you this evening?
Yeah, I'm good. Definitely a very entertaining evening. And I'm looking forward to Sunday's match. There you have a
There they are.
picture.
There
For
they
those who
are.
are not on video, we are looking at a picture of Juan Antonio Pizzi.
Perfect.
And,
Look at
and
this.
his
He's ready to go to fish.
Are they fishing glasses? Is that what that is?
I guess so.
Like, I don't think the problem is the fact that he wears glasses. Just for the record, it's the straps. It's the strappy thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like them. I think I think it's Pizzi. Why you want a glamorous
How much he paid you?
manager when you can have a non-glamorous manager? I'd
He's
rather
getting
have a
tech.
non.
Mago Capri is like in your ear.
I support the non-glamorous manager. I'm okay with that.
Give me Beck Sexy back in his skinny jeans, strutting his stuff on the sideline. All right. So we're here for one thing and one thing only. That's the Racing Club football. Last time out, it was a 2-2 draw at home to Aldosivi. Rod, were you enthused by this performance?
No. No. Against it's a really small team, first of all, and secondly, there wasn't any game plan. Nobody played well, except of course not Kopeti, but Chankalai. That was really good, and the goals came from 2 new players. So it will take times. We don't have time because the season is already starting. We have big games coming with Estudiantes, River Plate. Yeah, it will be a transition season for sure.
Nacho, what did you make of the game of the weekend?
Yeah, it's difficult to be positive. I think after 2 games, we can't really tell what Pizzi is trying to do. I know 2 games is probably not enough. We need to be fair with Pizzi. But my concern is that he tried something against Banfield. It looks like he tried the opposite against Aldosivi. But I think there are still fundamental mistakes and fundamental problems, like in the middle of the park. I think that the center mid, that partnership is not working. I think the fullbacks are another question. In general, I don't see a team performing, and that is impacting individual performances. So hopefully on Sunday we see something better, but it's hard to be positive. And against Aldosivi, I think first half, I don't know why we decided to sit deep and allow Aldosivi to manipulate the ball. Possession-wise, I think they absolutely outplay Racing. In the second half, because of the result, they had to push to press high with 2 strikers, but there was no coordination at all. It was quite easy for Aldosivi to kind of bypass that high press.
No, Rod. Oh, sorry, go on.
No, that's it. And then we got away with the result. That's the best thing.
Now, Rod, just picking up on what Nacho said there, does Pizzi to you seem like a man? He's not out of ideas, but he has just no idea what this Racing team is at this point.
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, I don't understand. We are saying that he's here since just 2 matches and few weeks. I understand, but at this moment, I don't see any game plan. There is other new coaches. It's not the only one, and the others. But for example, Gago is new, and there is something in place. And Pizzi, I'm like, I don't know what he's doing currently. Really, it's like he's not doing anything.
So let's take a look at it. It was, of course, like we said, a 2-2 draw at home to Aldosivi with their new manager, Fernando Gago. And it wasn't great. We are going to go Nacho Neville style. You know that we love to do this. And you know that we are eternally grateful to the good people at the AFA who probably don't know we exist. But if you do see this, thank you The highlight packages you put together are beautiful. I love them. They're my favorite thing, and I mean that very sincerely. Let's have a look at that was a nice header. Here's the first goal. Steps in, jinks in from the left-hand side, and your man there from 20 plus yards out tees it up, pops it home, low past um, Gary Arias, who had literally nothing he could do there. Who was that goal scorer? It was Leandro Maciel. Rod, break it down for us. We're going to go Rod first before Nacho Neto.
I mean, just look at the numbers of players in black in our side, and you can see that it's crazy. I mean, we have 4, 5 players against 3, and 4 against 3 at this moment, and still the guy at the middle, he can do what he wants. He can take a coffee, he can go and buy some chipotle. I don't know, but it's crazy. He's alone. Nobody is talking to the team saying, guys, take this guy. He's coming. Nobody. He's just waiting for the ball. And of course, we have one of the best goalkeeper, but you can't do everything every time.
Yeah, absolutely nothing he could do there. Nacho, let's cast your eye over this. What do you see?
Oh, well, I think the first mistake you can see there, Pichut end up playing one-on-one, and then Chancalay, who is the player who is next to Pichut, should be closing down, should be covering Pichut's left foot.
And he's walking after.
Yeah, and then if you go forward just a little bit, you will see that both Dominguez and Miranda are ball watching, and they lose Maciel. So you have basically Sigali, Miranda, and Dominguez covering exactly the same player, and then behind Miranda, there's Maciel, just with plenty of time and space, and the ball is going to go to Maciel. So Miranda is going to try to close down once Pichut gets done in the one-on-one. That's Miranda closing down. Dominguez still out of position, and no one covering the edge of the box where Maciel is, and Maciel is going to take a touch, and it's a fantastic shot, but he had too much time and space.
It's a really, really good shot, and I think Dominguez just says it all. He turns like he's going to try and close him, and he's just like,
yeah.
But
I think Miranda and Dominguez are partially responsible because they were out of position from the very beginning. Chancalay and Pichut as well are responsible, but probably with the centers mid in the right place, you can prevent that goal. Even with Pichut being down on the wing, I think you can still defend it because the center backs were in a decent position, and the other fullback as well.
Now, actually, let's just go back to the goal. It's something that we touched on last week, Rod, and you mentioned it as well. There's nobody speaking. I think it was yourself, Rod. Nobody speaking. Is that a lack of leadership on this team? To nobody's alive to this sort of thing and just orchestrating things defensively and offensively.
Yeah, but we have some leaders that, of course, Lisha Lopez is gone, and I think that was the guy that was on the pitch saying, "Guys, come back, get some help from the other players." He was trying to manage everybody, and since he is gone, I don't see a leader on the pitch that can be the right leader, and that's something that is missing, and that's something that we can see for this type of game. When you are like losing, and somebody can be like, okay, guys, just move and be positive, and we can do something. We were lucky because we came back from the defeat, but still it was Aldo Zivi. It's not River Plate or Boca or a big team, so we are really missing a leader like we had with Lisha. Yeah.
So let's just quickly go to the Racing goal. Very nice header from Capetti. Wonderful ball in from Rojas, put exactly where it needs to be. And good to see Scalotto. He's finally playing for a big team, a big club, rushing into the net. He wants to get back underway. He thinks there's a dub to get here, boys. Let's get this victory. I don't know what they're like because I used to play for Platense. Nacho, anything that we need to look about with this goal? Are you going to praise your man Rojas?
Good execution of a set piece. Good cross from Rojas. we know how good he is on set pieces. And I mean, credit to Copetti, he attacked the ball, he got there first. I think Aldo Civi defense was a little bit flat-footed, if you ask me. I think they were caught out, but I mean, it's good to see that scoring from set pieces when you're not playing well is probably a good way to get away with things. So that's probably, I'm going to say, is the only positive thing we saw. We did well on set pieces.
It was a very good header. It was a very good header. Rod, anything from you?
No, from a corner, I mean, at this moment, we will see later on during the season if they worked on the corner kick and on the different phases. But at this moment, I will not take anything from this.
Okay, straight into the next Aldo Civi goal. Oh, there we are again. Eugenio Mena makes a real hash of a back pass. And I've forgotten the goal scorer's name again, but he jinks his way through a gorgeous left-footed finish. But a bit of a comedy of errors there. It was Federico Andrada. Again, let's go with you, Rod. What did you see on this goal?
Really bad for everything. I mean, you can do the mistake with the ball, but try to come back. I mean, you can see he's giving the ball, look at it. It's like just walking, and now he's like thinking, oh yeah, maybe I can take it back. He's like, I don't know what he's doing. He's just passing like a ghost, and that's it. I mean, that's crazy. We were talking about his we were talking about Soto. We were like, Soto is really bad. It's really bad. Please come back. Look at this. I mean, at this moment, you're like, you know what, Soto, come back, because what is? I know he wasn't playing for. He came back and everything, but still, I mean, there is nothing to say at this moment. Soto maybe is not so bad. He just cost a goal for just a simple pass, and he didn't come back after the mistake. And when he came back, he did this. He didn't do anything. I don't know what he's doing on the right side. I mean, no. Let's see. Let's see in the upcoming games. But for me, Soto is still in the game.
Nacho.
Yeah, I think I see similarities between this goal and the one we consider as Banfield, and that shows you that at the moment, individual mistakes are parts of the game, and they're always going to be there. A bit of a surprise because Mena has been playing quite well recently. I guess there's probably a factor there. He hasn't been training with the first team for a while because of his contractual dispute. He was sent into the pitch by Pizzi, I think for 30 minutes or so, probably to get some rhythm, some football, some minutes, and he made a horrendous mistake. It's a goal that you cannot analyze too much.
Hello, welcome back. It is time for the second half. Racing Club on the road at Platense. It is 0-0. We are just about to get underway for the second 45. In fact, we've just got back underway. The score is 0-0. 0-0. Racing unchanged, as are Platense coming into this second 45. Platense, the story of the game so far, Racing have had the possession. In fact, they've now had more shots, but that is misleading. Platense have had the better of it by far, as Copetti blocked hard there. That's a shoulder to the middle of the chest. Now he has just taken really nasty bit of defensive play. So he gets past Lamberti, and it's that man again. Not for the first time. I doubt it'll be the last. Nahuel Ibarren laying the law down on Enzo Copetti. Schelotto just steps inside his man, but he can't find Anibal Moreno. So it's a throw-in Scalotto, the former Brighton and Hove Albion man, loses possession. It's going to be just about kept in play. And long, but just to a Racing body. That was Alcaraz. Chancalay. Sorry, Anibal Moreno is with Mena. He's got Chancalay outside of him. Chancalay back on the left flank for this second half. He played out right in the first. We'll see if he switches back again. Remember, Racing forced into a substitution in the first half. Neri Dominguez forced off, replaced by Mauricio Martinez. So like for like change. Lost 6 centimeters in height. So half-foot difference between... Oh, no, that's not quite right, is it? But quite a difference is Chancalay. He's now back on the right-hand side. And Marcial heads that out of play. The Platense left back. Copetti. Ball played long. Novisho. As the shadows now engulf much of this pitch. The home ground of Platense, Estadio Ciudad de Vicente Lopez. So Racing. Platense trying to make things happen down the left-hand side. Out of play. It will be a Platense throw-in. Taken long down the line. Headed right back to Marcial. I wonder if you'll see much of him. Kurashit, great pull down of that ball. Great touch. What can Gerazel do? Gerazel gets a ball into the centre. Nobody there to meet it. And that's gone right the way across. Lovero. Oh, Miranda. Dummies. And now Racing looking to break through the centre. Alcaraz loses possession. It's been picked up by Moreno. Outside is Chancalay. He's got Scalotto with him. To the edge of the area. Moreno. Skies it. The best Racing have played all game. Pass after pass after pass. But unfortunately for Racing, Anibal Moreno, the eyes lit up. But he just rifles it over the bar. And I mean, to be honest, I don't even know if rifled could be the word. Harmlessly scooped, as Platense have won their first corner of the afternoon. Racing leading the corner count 3-1. Zinedine is in there for it. Ball comes in high, headed away by Moreno. Hammered straight back in by Marcial. But now it's a bit of head tennis. Who will get control of it? It's going to be kept in play, in fact. On the forehand side, though, right, Bogado. And he is dispossessed of possession. Miranda picked up a yellow card in the first half. So, Racing. Platense 0-0. That did not come off at all for Palacios, who's down. I think he might be hurt a little as well. Sorry, not Palacios. Zinedine. That's Mauricio Martinez. he just went up for it and just came down hard, landed on his thigh and his butt. Can't think of a better way to. His derriere and jarred his shoulder. He'll be okay. As Alcaraz is just cheaply ushered out of play there. And it will be a throw-in for Platense, the far side, the right-hand side, where they had so much success. On the left-hand side, what can they do on the right? Palacios loses out on possession. It's with Moreno. It's with Schelotto, the new signing, the fullback. Trying to play it down the right-hand side. Thomas Chancalay, also a new signing. It's been very, very anonymous in this game, which is unlike him. He's had a great impact on this Racing side in his opening couple of fixtures, and that's been allowed to run, but that's going to be swept up by Iribarren. Mena and Palacios, they're battling for it. Somehow kept in play. Arias under pressure, gets the pass away. I mean, he was under pressure from the player, but he felt none of it. Martinez finds Chancalay. Chancalay with the space and run. He gets it out wide right to Schelotto. Schelotto tries to come inside Marcial. And that's being intercepted by the defender, out for a throw-in. Deep in Platense territory. But Racing, not adventurous at all. There's very little support at that set piece. And that pass has been overhit, wonderfully gathered by Palacios. Sliding challenge. He's lost his footing, but he retains possession. Now they switch it to the left-hand side. That can't find Garazal. And now Racing trying to break through the centre. Schelotto, it's Chancalay. Chancalay. Great challenge. I think it was Iribarren. Chancalay had Schelotto outside of him. Schelotto still in an advanced position. He's gambling. Moreno. Sorry, not Moreno. Bogado. With the free kick. Moreno with the foul. So we see the Racing substitutes there warming up. And I suspect we're going to see a couple of changes. Remember, 5 substitutions are allowed. Only in 3 blocks, though. Long ball over the top. Into the forward right position for Platense. Tries to cross it. Square it. Into the hands of Gabi Arias. Racing on the right-hand side. Oh, in the middle now, it's Miranda. Looked like he stepped out of defense where he had just been playing. Oh, and now a run. Moreno. Sent out wide right to Chancalay. He's got 2 to aim for in the box. He drops it off. Moreno gives it back to Chancalay. Chancalay. Cross comes in. But it's been hooked away, scuffed away for a throw-in on the Racing left. It will be taken by Lovera. As we see instructions, I think that's Matias Rojas about to come into the ball game. Pizzi, Juan Antonio Pizzi, the new Racing coach, giving him instructions as that ball's into the area. It's going to be the 4th Racing corner of the game. Headed away. That was Iribarren. Once again, doing the job at the back. He's had Copetti in trouble a lot today. So Racing, 4th corner, this time from the left-hand side. Still waiting. Now it's delivered. We've got a lot of whip on it. Overo! Good save by Jorge de Oliveira. It was Nobicho. Gets across to it. It's a really good corner to the back of the box. Back of the 6-yard box. And in fact, De Oliveira as he goes to save that, I think he pushes. Yeah, I think he catches himself a little bit on the post. He's okay to continue. Racing have their 5th corner. Lovera, ball in low this time, out of play. Lamberti, the captain of Platense, taking no chances, and it is a substitution for Racing. 2 changes. Matthias Rojas coming in, and he's coming in for Tomas Chancalay, who again has offered very, very little except for that late run. And Melgarejo, and he will be coming in for Carlos Alcaraz. So Alcaraz and Chancalay out of the game. Melgarejo and Rojas into the game. And Rojas, he's had moments, but he's also had moments where he's struggled at Racing. So the Paraguayan Melgarejo and the Paraguayan Matthias Rojas into the game. The Argentine Racing have had a good relationship with Paraguayan players in the past. Of course, Oscar Romero, who really grew and shone after his time at Racing. Subsequently played in Spain, played in China. Now he's back in Argentina playing for San Lorenzo de Almagro with his brother, his twin brother, Angel Romero. They both play for the Paraguayan national team together. Angel used to play for Brazilian heavyweights Corinthians. But this is the game that matters right now. Racing, Miranda. Got a similar-ish haircut, and that catches me out from time to time. Miranda fouled. So Racing, they've got 2 changes to make. They've only got 1 opportunity, 1 block to make those substitutions if they choose to. Racing. And Lamberti. And now Palacios. Sorry, not Palacios. Platense. We're trying to break down the left-hand side with Guerzel. Guerzel looking a little bit fatigued now. Looking a little bit tired. As Racing have a throw-in at the right-back position. It's Ezequiel Scalotto. Gago Scalotto, as he is known. Enzo Copetti wins another throw-in for Racing. Again, Scalotto to take. Looking for options ahead of him. Lovera does well to stand that up. It's Moreno. That's a rough challenge, you know, Rojas, but he keeps his feet. Mena. Melgarejo. Sorry, Lovera. Lovera drives into the area, but he's lost the ball. And that's gone out of play. It's going to be a goal kick. Jorge de Oliveira. So 2 changes remaining for Racing. Couple of players on the bench that we might see. Nicolas Raniero, Hector Fertoli, maybe Thiago Benega. Couple of youngsters on that bench. Ivan Maggi as well. I wouldn't expect to see Ivan Alexis Pichoud coming in for Scalotto at any time. Scalotto settled it down after Racing were exposed a couple of times on the right-hand side. Mena makes a good run. Is collected. Has to put his hand up to shield his eye from the sun as he gets the ball into the area to nobody except for Lamberti, the captain of Platense. Now Palacios. Palacios is fouled. I think he wants a yellow card. It shouldn't be forthcoming. He had run into a bit of a blind alley there before he was scythed down by Lovero. Maximiliano Lavera. As always, thank you for joining us, Racing Club UK. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and check out the website, Racing Club UK, hosted by Split Focus Sports. If you like basketball, make sure you follow our sister channel, Focus Hoops. On YouTube, we have a live basketball show every week, the Kaz and Dash Show, break down the best of women's basketball. And of course, myself, Darren Paul, basketball commentator in the UK. Lucky enough to commentate for the London Lions. Last night, commentating a game that included, I think, 2 players, maybe 3, who used to play their basketball in Argentina, including 2 players used to represent San Lorenzo, one of the best teams in South America. But this is football right now. Platense, they have a corner, so they have a free kick from the edge of the area. Puts direct on goal. Great save, Gabi Arias. And that's being cleared away. I think that took him a little by surprise, Arias. It was looking a bit more set up to be put into the area, but the taker decided to have a go directly himself, and it very nearly paid off for him. As it is, Racing still in this game, 0-0. 18 minutes into the second half. Kuruchet. Still Kuruchet. Driving down the right-hand side. Palacios in the foot race. Loses out, but it will be a Platense throw-in. Maximiliano Martinez. They took it quickly. Balls into the area. Kuruchet. Oh, header on goal. Across the face of goal. In fact, it was Zainadine. Nearly had that one. Racing on the ropes just a little bit. Let us know what you make of this game. If you're watching live on Fanatiz, if you're listening to our commentary here, Racing Club UK, let us know what you make of the performance. Who's your man of the match? Gabi Arias saves Racing. He saw it a little late, but met it well. The two-handed punch away as Racing have a shot on target. Nope, a shot on goal. But it was a long way wide from Matías Rojas. So much so that the director has decided not to show us a replay of it. Melgarejo, the Paraguayan, driving through. And that should be... And that has gone out for a goal kick. I thought it had just taken a knock off a defender. It has not. Melgarejo, second half substitute, came in to replace Alcaraz, who had an okay game. I'm surprised to see the youngster Alcaraz come out. I would have expected to see Moreno or maybe even Miranda head to the bench, as Copetti has to come deep for it. Not able to collect that ball. Long ball forward, headed clear by Racing. And it's Melgarejo again for Racing. That's been won back by Platense. Lost out again, Melgarejo. Nobody able to really get a foothold in this game. But Palacios, again, a great run by Palacios. Still Palacios. He is not fouled. Really good challenge, in fact. Kept all of the ball as Kuruchet dives in on Scalotto. What was the decision by the official there? As we see Kuruchet on the floor looking unhappy. Let's see the Palacios challenge. Really good tackle. Palacios has no problem with it. And then Kuruchet, 2 foot through the back of Scalotto. But of course, this referee, he's not interested in that. Racing in possession. Miranda gives off to Matías Rojas, who's easily dispossessed by Lamberti. Lamberti, he might be my man of the match so far. He's just been a rock so far for Platense. Made a couple of cute passes around the corner, in particular from throw-ins where Platense have been dangerous. Copetti, shoulder in the back, and he is adjudged to have handled the ball after he got knocked to the floor. So we see again, yeah, just Iribarren, just again, really heavy treatment. Absolutely no attempt on the ball. Just shoves him in the back. And he goes down as, I think, 2 final Racing substitutions ready to be made. Just 21 minutes into this second half. And also, I think Kuruchet is being replaced for Platense. Confirmation in just a moment. Yeah, Kuruchet, he's been a real danger man for Platense. The veteran figure, 31 years old, Facundo Kuruchet. And who has he been replaced with? As we wait, it is Teixeira, Matthias Teixeira, 24 years old. And who is being replaced for Racing? So it is Ezekiel Scalotto, I believe, coming out, and Maxi Lovera. He has been replaced by, well, I said we might see him. It is Ivan Maggi is making his way. The 21-year-old replacing Lovera and Ezekiel Scalotto, who doesn't like being substituted. He has been replaced himself by Fabrizio Dominguez, the Uruguayan. So interesting changes there for Racing Club. We'll see how Maggi and Dominguez, Fabrizio Dominguez, the only Dominguez we need to worry about after Neri Dominguez got injured in the first half. And Dominguez is slotting in at that right back position, but I'm sure he's been brought in for his attacking work more so than his defensive, as Maggi is offside. But it was a good, positive bit of play from Racing there. So Racing have used their 5 substitutions. Let's see it again. Yeah, it ran a long way offside, but it's good to see the young man trying to be adventurous, trying to be attacking. Copetti with that flick on that occasion. So has Racing's shape change? It's Maggi outside to Melgarejo. Tries to loop it back over for him, but Iribarren runs that out of play. Sorry, Kashigari, in fact. Racing with, that's just rolled out of play, and that's going to be another goal kick to Platense, who are making this look very comfortable right now. Again, similar story to the first half. Racing with a lot of the possession, as Scalotto just having a lovely little chat with Juan Manuel Schop, the Platense head coach, the Director Technical. We have 20 minutes left in this one. Racing 0, Club Atletico Platense 0. But the new man in Teixeira trying to make an adventurous run, might still get it back. Mena Novicio, who had, I think we could say, Racing's best chance of the game so far. Header from a corner. Another nice pass from Lamberti. And that's what Racing, I think I'm missing a little bit, is that he's a Lamberti type. I mean, Miranda is playing in the 5 position, the defensive midfielder, but he's not quite that cool veteran head, even though he is one of the older midfield, well, the oldest midfielder on the pitch for Racing. 27 years old and very experienced, but he's not quite a veteran leader, not yet. Dominguez. Gives it to Martinez. Martinez. First half substitution, replacing Neri Dominguez. Racing have looked a lot better at the back since his introduction. So we wonder how long Dominguez was carrying that knock for. Moreno. As Racing forced to play all the way back to Gabi Arias, their goalkeeper. He's been tested on a couple of occasions. He's been beaten once, saved by his best friend, the crossbar. As Copetti goes up for it, wins the header. Now it's Maggi. Outside. Good ball in. It's gone right across to Melgarejo. Melgarejo tries to centre it. Copetti was nowhere near that. And now Platense trying to attack, but they can't. Thwarted by Dominguez. Great recovery tackle by here. Maggi playing quite deep. Trying to be adventurous. Racing must be adventurous if they want to get anything out of this game. Oh! It's a wonderful, wonderful goal. Melgarejo from nothing. A one-time volley from the edge of the area. A placed volley as beautiful as you'll see. And Jorge de Oliveira, no chance. Racing Club de Avellaneda lead away from home. 1-0 over Club Athletic Platense. Let's see that again. Great ball in. And I think that was Maggi with the ball. It was not. It was Rojas with the ball, in fact. And Melgarejo has only one thing on his mind. That's goal. Left foot. Cushion volley. What a beautiful, beautiful finish. Racing Club lead 1-0. And now Platense, they've got a game to chase. Not too long to do it. That is a foul. Iribarren led with the elbow, collects Copetti. Copetti's been down on the ground a couple of times. He's been absolutely battered. And what a goal. It was going to take something quite impressive in this game. And it really did. Absolute golazo from Melgarejo. Racing in the lead. Just over 50 minutes left in this game. Copetti unhappy, as are the Racing bench, with the treatment he's received in this game so far. He just needs to keep a cool head. Racing have the advantage on the score sheet. And they've looked a lot better than they did in the first half. A lot more adventurous. The substitutions connecting well. It was Matias Rojas finding Melgarejo. The Paraguayan connection. As that's kept in play. Eugenio Mena with the header. It's Rojas. Rojas sits down his defender. It's Miranda. Miranda. Oh, hospital pass. And that's been collected in the midfield. Platense. Platense with Tisera. Tisera gets a shot away. Gabi Arias is there for the save. And he gratefully clutches that. That was an awful moment from Lionel Miranda. Did have no pace on the pass back. Dangerous, dangerous times. What do you make of the game so far? Let us know in the comments, Facebook, YouTube. Let us know on Twitter. How are you enjoying? Firstly, the coverage. How are you enjoying the game? What did you make of that goal? And who is your man of the match? What to be decided in a couple of minutes' time. As Melgarejo just gets by his man, megs him. Gets the ball inside to Copetti. Copetti in the area. Copetti switches across and headed just over Maggi. But that was wonderful football again. Melgarejo just taking it past the left back. Marcial through his legs. Lovely dinked pass. We got a little bit fortunate. Copetti centers and just headed onto the roof of the net by Maggi. Did about as well as he could, the young man there. But again, the substitutions have completely transformed the game. Melgarejo, Rojas, and Maggi in particular. But now an opportunity for Platense. It's on the edge of the area. It's been blocked, that effort. as Gerzel has been substituted out of the game. Who's replaced him? He's been replaced by Bertolo, Nicolas Bertolo. As Copetti dispossessed. And now Martial. Try to send it down the line. That's out of play. It will remain Platense ball. Throwing on the near side, the left. Referee sending him back a couple of meters. Long throw. Flick on header. But Racing, they're going to win it back. It's Melgarejo. Melgarejo, who, well, I was all ready to give the man of the match to Hernan Lamberti, but did you see that goal? Did you hear about that goal? Absolute golazo, as they say in Argentina. 13 minutes left in this game. Platense now have a game to chase the Racing. They have a lead to defend, but they look like they're going to need to extend it. I can't see Platense not knocking on the door a couple more times. They're working hard to try and do that. Send back to their defenders. Platense in possession. They're moving the ball around, but there's nothing slow about it. There's lots of off-the-ball movement. Looking for that opportunity. Bertoli. It's gone forward now. Martial. Really committing numbers now. Platense. Lamberti with a lovely ball out wide. Just enough on that pass on Bogado. Bogado gets it back. Bogado. And this is gone all the way back to Deo Vilera. And that's going to be chased by Copetti to no avail, but put the pressure on. Good ball out. And that's going to be Gabi Arias's ball. Long hit from the center of the Platense midfield. Racing Club. Their Beixoneda lead away from home 1-0 over Platense. They looked horrible in the first half. Racing did. Platense had the better of it. Second half. Substitutions have changed the game. 4 substitutions made. And they have had a very positive impact. Melgarejo with Racing's goal. An absolute screamer, volleyed from the edge of the area after a very nice forward ball from Matias Rojas, the Paraguayan connection. Maggi as well. He's been a very positive impact on this game. The youngster. Enzo Competti being run into the ground, but he's a young man himself. He can cope with it. He's working hard out there for his side. He knows what an opportunity playing for Racing is. Come up from the second tier, the second division. Played last season for Atletico Rafaela. Chancalay, of course, as well. A new signing for this season. He joined from Colón de Santa Fe. Have I made that up? Are they from Santa Fe? Anyway, Colón. Oh, that's a wonderful back heel. Palacios drops it back, and that's been deflected by Moreno. That will be a Platense corner kick there, second in the game. As they are getting ready to make another change. It would be their last. They have 3 substitutions. They need to use them all in one block. As the cross comes in, Bombagado. And that's been headed away, actually very well, by Moreno. Long ball, hoofed back in there by Martial, headed away. Clear by Novicio. Maggi. If he can get a hold of it, he can't. That was a really good defensive track back from Caligareschi. And that's out of play. As Platense look like they're going to make their final substitution. We see the goal again. Fantastic ball. Absolute, if you're a player of football games, absolute Pez goal. Just a gorgeous ball forward from Matias Rojas. Lots of curl and whip on that cross. And then Melgarejo just connects with it as gently as you like, really. Really lovely cushioned left-footed volley, curled around the keeper. De Oliveira had absolutely no opportunity to save that. Platense make their final substitution. And it is Nadir Zenedin. He's out of the game. He has been replaced by Ian Puleo, who, Zenedin, he did very little in this game. Will Puleo be the change? That is all of the substitutions Platense are entitled to make. They're allowed to make 5. They have elected just to make 3 as Matheus Rojas goes in the book. A foul on Bogado. Mauro Bogado. And again, a midfield 2, it's like a holding midfield 2 of Lamberti and Bogado, 36 and 35 years old, and average height of 171 centimeters. That is an old and quite short midfield pairing, but they've been very effective in this game. Nothing they could do about the goal. Again, it took a moment of genius. A great ball from Rojas. And great finish by Melgarejo. As the referee thinks it's acceptable just to elbow people in the back. Platense with a throw in into the final 10 minutes of play here at the Ciudad de Vicente Lopez. Long throw into the box, headed away by Miranda. Marcial, good ball. What can Platense do with it? Absolutely nothing. That's been cleared away, but that's going to go back in. Brian Louis. Bogado moving it down the right-hand side. Oh, that's a wonderful bit of play. Into the area. Arias is there. Has to gather at the second attempt. And he's been collected by Bogado. Oh, sorry, Bertolo. Who rubs his hands all over Arias' face, which is a bit peculiar. Let's see what happens here. It's just a wonderful individual run. And he gets the ball directly. Who was that? That was the substitution to Serra. Centers it. Arias is there. Gathers it. Bobbles it the first time. Bertolo sprinting in to try and get it back on the second occasion. Arias gets that long ball downfield. Copetti plays it to aim for. Melgarejo's in the box. Copetti loses out. That's a corner. Fantastic challenge made by Caligari. As we see it again, Arias, as ever, one of the main men for Racing, did a wonderful job on Bogado's corner, free kick. Sorry, and they're trying to see on the TV cameras, did it break the goal line? It did not. He did come from in the goal to out with his defense, as Lamberti tries to clear that away just to the edge of the area of the corner. The danger has passed. That will be a free kick for Platense on around the halfway line. I don't think that's going to be a card for Fabrizio Dominguez. There were players back, and it wasn't a cynical foul. It was a foul, but it wasn't, one of those professional cynical fouls. Final 5 minutes of the game. Racing lead 1-0 away at Platense. They've struggled at times, but the changes have been positive from Pizzi as Copetti. Brought down by Louis. And Lamberti shows his displeasure at that decision, but I don't think any other decision could have been made. It was clearly a foul. And that's dangerous for Brian Louis, as he's already on a yellow card. Copetti absolutely did him for pace. The first pullback didn't work, and the second one got him. Lucky to stay out of the referee's book for a second time there. Brian Lull, that would have meant the end of his afternoon. Matheus Rojas getting ready to take He's already delivered one for a goal today. Long way on the left-hand side. This free kick, left foot delivered, doesn't beat the first man. Cleared to Mena. Mena looks up, finds Mateus Rojas on the left wing again. Rojas got Bogado all over him. Oh, beautiful bit of skill. Gets past them both onto the edge of the area. Maggi tries to do too much with it. He had options. He had players with him. Decided to put his head down and try and tank through them. That wasn't going to happen. And it's been cleared by Platense. It will be a Racing throw-in. Deep in their own half. The cap has come off one Manuel Lop. You know it is serious business. A couple of minutes left in this game. Racing still lead 1-0. But it's Puleo in the area. Gets to the byline, gets the ball across, but that's being blocked by Nobisho. Out of play for another corner. Their third of the game. Platense trying to knock at the door. And again, for how well they played in the first half, they've been second best in the second. But there will be a lot of people watching this thinking that they deserve a goal. Ball into the area, headed down, across goal. And that might even go for a throw in. It does. I think it was Lamberti who got his head to it. It was completely not picked up at all. But I don't think he's known for headers. Again, quite small in stature. 172 centimeters tall. As Bertolo is hammered by Fabrizio Dominguez. Goes down holding his shoulder. And another free kick for Platense. There's going to be quite a bit of stoppage time at the conclusion of this game. We've got 1.5 minutes left of the 90. We'll see how much added time. We've had a goal. We've had 4, 5, 6 substitutions in the 7 substitutions in the second half. Bogado, dangerous cross, headed away by Racing. Not particularly far. Now, Rojas, and there's been a handball by somebody. Final minute. So a free kick's been awarded. I think that's been awarded to Racing. It has. Gaviarias to take. And he's taking his time over it. But you just know this referee is going to add plenty of it. Taking long and centrally. Very long. Straight, in fact, into the hands of Jorge de Oliveira, who sends it long down himself. That's going to be collected. Comes off the arm of Palacios. Play on, says the referee. Final minute. Final seconds of the final minute, in fact, for Platense. But it runs out of play. Fabrizio Dominguez to take the throw. 5 added minutes. That does feel like a little much, but we have had quite a lot of substitutions. And a goal. But it feels like this second half has gone a lot quicker than the first, but that might just be a Racing point of view. Rojas, that comes out of play off of him. That's going to be a goal kick. We've got 5 more minutes of play. We're already into added time. Racing lead 1-0. But it is going to be a Platense throw-in just inside the Racing half on the left. This game is getting stretched, but the amount of fresh legs both sides are able to call upon as Tissera. And that's going to be another corner. Martinez taking no chances. He clears that one away as Tissera was looking dangerous. It is a corner kick to Platense, the 4th of the game. So Bogado, he's put in a couple of dangerous crosses today. He's almost caught Gabiadias out on one occasion from a free kick. What can he do? He's right-footed, taken Headed away well by Rojas. Now Racing to break Rojas. Melgarejo with him. Sends it out wide to Miranda. Tries to find Maggi. It was the wrong option as I was collected by a Platense player. And a 4-on-2 attack comes to naught, but it does kill a bit of time. 46 minutes, 50 seconds gone in this second half. 5 minutes added time. We are 2 minutes through them already. This game, this second half in particular, has absolutely flown by Racing, putting the pressure on De Oliveira. Headed away into the centre. Moreno. Rojas trying to get a bit clever, trying to get a bit cute. Finds Copetti. Copetti thought about sending it back. He does. It's outside, wide left for Racing. Copetti and Rojas playing a two-man game. Copetti takes it to the corner. He's got Caligari for company. And it will be a Racing throw-in deep in the corner. Copetti looks tired, but he's still battling. A real warrior Racing have acquired from Rafael. Copetti again. He thought Mena was there. Mena had drifted inside. And now Platense, long throw, very long throw, fantastic throw. And that has been collected by Platense. Foul has been paid. He tried to give an advantage to the referee, but ultimately had to pull it back because there was no advantage to be gained. Bogado, final roll of the dice. 48 minutes gone in the second half. 2 minutes of stoppage time remaining. Ball in. It's allowed to bounce. Still bouncing around. Miranda. Now Rojas drops off to Miranda. It's with Maggi. Maggi, beautiful first time out ball to Rojas. Just kept in play. Rojas sends it forward. Racing with numbers. They got 4, 5 in the area. What will he do? He'll drop it back. Maggi! Let's go for Racing Club de Avellaneda. Ivan Maggi is magic. And he started that. And Tvitanic absolutely loves it. The kid. His first goal for Racing, and the emotion shows on his face. And that all started from a bit of scrappy play, but Miranda finds Rojas. Then Maggi with the first time out ball to Rojas onto the left-hand side. Now Maggi, he stays with the play, keeps driving in. Mena drops off to Maggi, hits it first time, and it was a fine finish. What a way to make a statement for Racing Club. And Ivan Maggi is on the scoreboard. A star may have been born. 21 years old. Substitution into this game. And what an impact he's had on this game. Such a positive change. He was him, Melgarejo, Rojas, all involved in that play again. Great substitution by Juan Antonio Pizzi. Racing, they have done it. They are victorious. That is the end of the 5 added minutes. Racing Club win away from home. 2-0 victory over Platense. That was a tough game, a tough win, but they did it just about. 2-0, they were victorious. A wonder goal from Melgarejo, and then a richly deserved second goal from the youngster, Ivan Maggi, who in fact does not even have a player profile on the Racing Club website. That is how young he is. He doesn't even have a profile on the main Racing Club page. Quite incredible. Racing Club win away from home, 2-0 the final score. I apologize, I didn't update. There it is. 2-0 final score. We will be back in a couple of days for full breakdown coverage of this game and the win over Rosario Central. We may even mention the River Plate game. My name's been Darren Paul. You've been listening to live English language commentary of Racing Club Platense. Racing win away from home, 2-0 over Platense. Thank you for joining us, and we'll talk to you soon.